again in the Amazon van. Well, I'm in a rental, but we're here to talk about this week's episode of the challenge where everything changed. We're like, oh my God, it's not going to be pairs. It's going to be singles. It's not singles.
It's now 3 different teams named after gems. So we have Team Emerald, Team Sapphire, and Team Ruby. And it's interesting.
Are
the strongest.
They proved that by winning the challenge, that the first challenge, like that all of that, but they also just are cohesive. And then Sapphire is pretty right behind him, pretty good, but Ruby is a hot mess. Hot mess express.
It's Corey and Kyle just like beefing with each other, and everyone else is just like, oh, I don't really know what I'm doing here. Like, it's not great.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a shit show, but it's entertaining.
Yeah. As we mentioned, the daily challenge was won by Team Emerald pretty easily, I think.
Yeah.
And it was a little weird seeing like such big teams. I don't know if I like it yet or not.
They used to do that. So back in the day when it was road rules and real world people, it would be divided like that a lot of the time, down the middle, road rules team on one side, real world team on the other. So it was big teams.
They'd put in like team captains, and then if you lost, the team captain would have to go,
yeah, with stuff like that. So it's obviously not going to stay pairs, because I'm pretty sure they said like there's one winner. Is it one winner or one female, one male? I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure TJ had already said that there was like a single winner or whatever of some sort. So we're going to do this team thing for a minute, and then eventually it'll go down to singles, like for the final or something. I'm almost 100% positive. Correct me if I'm wrong, but pretty sure that's what it is. It was never going to stay pairs all the way, and I don't believe it'll stay teams by any means. They're just, twists, add in little twists. I mean, the cool part, we can get to it. We can get to what happens about the teams, but yeah.
Yeah, there's not really much to cover with the daily challenge. It's just, I don't really even remember what it was.
It was basically individual. It was individual.
Yeah, but like,
but then they picked teams.
Yeah.
Got to the end and you put your little gem on which team you want. Obviously, whoever gets there first has first pick, kind of thing, first come, first serve. And then, there were people that were like, I want to be with my best friend on a team. Like, I want to work with them. And then there were other people who were smart as well in thinking like Corey and Nelson. I know Nelson's got my back, or I know Corey's got my back. So we're going to go on different teams. So I know there's someone on another team that's going to ride for me. And then I'm good over here and I can ride for him. So there was people playing, both of those options. And we got some interesting teams. I'd say the team that really has like the people on it that are totally cohesive is Emerald. Yeah. Sapphire is mostly, but there's like, one or two that probably normally wouldn't be best friends with these people on that team, whatever. And then Ruby's a hot mess. But yeah. Emerald is like solid. These are people that we're going to work together probably regardless. So there's not one odd man out. Like, they're all together. It's like Casey and Emmanuel, Tori.
I think Devin, Josh.
It's yeah.
It's pretty much the vets that were like trying to,
be together anyway. So they obviously, dominated. And so then they're the only team safe. And they have to, it was a girls' elimination. So see, I know it's going to come down to either one final winner or one male, one female winner, because sometimes it's like that. Because they're still doing eliminations like, oh, this week's for girls, next week is for boys. They wouldn't do that if there wasn't a divide or it wasn't going to come down to a single thing. They would do like, I don't know, they would do it differently. So that gives it away as well.
They ended up voting Priscilla pretty much because she's another rookie who kind of was responsible, I guess, or like you can pin blame on her for like breaking up the Veterans Alliance, but
at Ashley. So there was like, she had a target on her back a little bit. She had really good points that could have saved her, but I think because they didn't know, which they pretty much said, this is kind of why they went with certain more safer option.
yeah.
They didn't know what the rules were going to be come elimination. You win the elimination, like what was going to happen. So in order to just play it safe, they went with like the obvious easy choice that can definitely go. It's not going to really piss anyone else off. And then let's see what happens. And it was smart because we get there and what happened?
She is able to pick who she wants to go against, and she has bigger balls than anyone else. And she says, I'm going up against Ashley.
And it's like the smartest, like I give her so much props for that. Like she basically said, I started this war with her. I'm going to finish it with her. You know, if I beat a 2-time champ, that is amazing. If I lose to her, that's still like a loss that I can hold my head up for. And I can, if anything, this can squash their beef too. Like she comes back next season, like I already went at you and then I chose to finish it. You won. It's over. Clean slate. Like I think overall, if she's going to come back to doing something like that was really, really smart.
I think that they definitely kind of squashed it. And I feel like it mainly had to do with Ashley kind of trying to prove herself to, I think to herself and also to the veterans, because she's been on a losing streak of challenges.
Yeah. So it was time for her to get a win like that. But obviously it's like terrifying, like to throw yourself down be down that early or whatever. And then also like just knowing, you know, you've had bad luck, like that's kind of like, okay, like this might not go well. Luckily for Ashley, she kicked ass. And Priscilla, Ashley was definitely like kicked her ass, but it was because her technique for it just worked so much better. Priscilla was clearly trying, and we saw her in her first elimination. She can compete, but Ashley busted that shit through. And even like almost all the veterans were like helping her memorize at the end and cheering her on. Like, I don't think I've never seen that for Ashley. Like Ashley's never been one where everyone wants to like her. She's always been called a snake. I mean, she first came on, she would just get drunk and crazy and people didn't think she could do anything, so they didn't like her. Then she started winning shit and she was like kind of cocky about it, so people didn't like her. And then she, you know, took the money from Hunter, so now people are like, she's a snake, so people don't like her. But it was like finally for once like come full circle, and for her it was like, okay, like I'm having friends in the house, my snakiness, I'm like finally fighting off this like horrible like cloud that's been hanging over me, this title they've given me that I can't seem to shake, when that's not me really, you know. It was finally like, okay, I have respect from people, I won. It was great. It was basically a bunch of tires that were buried underneath sand piles, and you had to move the sand. And if you've ever moved sand is freaking heavy, so you have to move them. And it was like like at least 8 different tires. I think it was 8 tires. You stacked them. Then once you got them all and you had them all stacked, you went over and you saw this. It was like just these flashing lights, but it wasn't in order. Like it was like would flash yellow down here, and then next would be green, and it would be up here, and you had to memorize that order and then undo all the tires and restack them. So Ashley won, and it was a really cool moment. I kind of wish Priscilla had done like a little better, just because I wanted her to feel a little better about it, because she sort of started to win me over. But I definitely wanted Ashley to win, and I think it was like really cool for her to win. I absolutely loved it, and I thought it was like a really good elimination. So she wins, and what does TJ say? What is the next little twist to this?
I don't even remember. What
you
is
don't
the
remember?
twist?
Okay, so you can either go back to your team.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Or steal a spot on any other team, including the team that's safe.
Yeah. So she
It wasn't,
unfortunately doesn't do that, but the option was there. She could have
yeah.
infiltrated Emerald or any of the
Oh,
other
just
teams.
wait. Kyle can't wait. He gonna do something dumb. Devin will probably switch, even though his team is good, just to mix shit up
Mm-hmm.
because he'd still be cool with them. So he might as well. Like,
I think
oh,
coming off of the victory, it was smart in a sense to not cause any waves after,
yeah,
having everyone on your side, like, and you're proving that you just won. There
yeah.
really wasn't a need for her. And I don't think that she's necessarily in jeopardy. I
No,
feel like it would have just made her a bigger target, but
I
it would
think
have
that's
been cool to see her infiltrate.
okay. Yeah, it would have been fun to see that, but at the same time, like that team being with Amanda and stuff, like that's where she wanted to be anyway. So it didn't. It would have been weird if she chose to switch right then. Like you said, she would have caused some waves. At this point,
Yeah.
she went down. No one can say she didn't go down. No one can say she hasn't won recently. She's still a champ. Like I think they're gonna kind of put the brakes on fucking with her for a while because she proved like you didn't get me out, So I think she did the best choice. And then we just kind of get a glimpse of the second half of the season, basically, of like it's turning up now. Like now it's gonna
More
get
veteran drama,
yeah,
more, fights. I'm
Corey's yelling.
honestly,
Oh yeah.
what's new? And I'm honestly kind of excited in a way. I feel like this is a similar thing that happened in or I don't know if it's ever been like this much of a clean sweep of like the veterans just like
Never.
working to get
Never.
everyone like,
I swear to God, never.
so
Never.
it's kind of insane. Obviously some people like, Amber, um Anissa, like we've not been able to see go farther. However, that's pretty much it about this episode, but not it for
But
the challenge.
spoiler, spoiler. My dreams have been answered. It's coming true. A season 2 of All Stars is gonna be on Paramount Plus November 11th. So we're having, oh my God, this cast is even better than the last cast. Don't get mad at me, but I swear to God, Darrell's back. Oh, that's Zaddy right there. I love to watch him. We get
Darrell, we get who
Kahada's
else?
coming back. We get to see what's her Jasmine's coming back. Ryan, we get to, oh my God, like there's so many people. Carly, like there's so many people that I wanted to see and they're bringing them back and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. So basically,
and it's a good mix too of like OG seasons and a little bit newer seasons. Like I'm excited, even though obviously I know pretty much no one on this cast. It was pretty much the same thing. I only knew Anissa and Darrell. And then I knew obviously Mark because of his campaigning for the season to even happen.
And he's not on this season though, is he?
But I will say I very quickly kind of learned who everyone was and had favorites. It's just like any other like show that you're watching, except I'm going to be having first impressions, whereas, other people are going to already know their history.
Oh my God, there's just so many people that they're bringing back again that I'm just like, I'm so excited. I've been waiting for this. Like, there's plenty of them that have been like posting and they're like back in the house after 11 years. Like, I'm like, yes, yes, I love it. The only thing I didn't like was that the way that they did the little preview for it made it seem like this might be the last time they do it. Did you not notice that? Like they were like, this is the last, like a last do-over. And I mean, I'm not saying that's what it really means, but it kind of
it might be something of like the I think it might be maybe season 2 was already in the works after season 1. So like this is really the like time to see if it will get like more. But
so stream it, talk about it, post about it, tweet about it, get on Reddit, watch the YouTube videos. I want more seasons. So it's everybody make like that. I'll make it happen. But yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think that's only though because I was listening to it with like a it's back, and then also like what
might
is that?
Be it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that makes me nervous, but I don't think so because I don't think so. I think
we'll see.
We'll see. But if you want to know and just see, we will be I mean, it's coming up. We'll be covering it. I'm so excited. But you're gonna need to definitely like, comment, share, subscribe.